Spectre's nice against Shaker, though. It has its merits here. And I love seeing this. It's a best of 5, you know, it's elimination. They're getting creative. And I don't think this is the kind of creative that I was talking about where you just go, okay, what the hell are they doing? Like, I can see the logic. You can't dagger on Shaker while Haunt is on. You have somebody that can get on top of the Drow at the cost of being pretty susceptible to OD. You can't have everything in this pick.
And also not really the strongest hero in the laning stage, at least.
Absolutely.
At the same time, I'm wondering about this Queen of Pain pick, because so far in the tournament, I have not seen them play Queen of Pain, right? Besides...
the last game.
The last game.
2 games ago, yeah.
So very interesting that they switch things around so hard in the grand finals.
I mean, they actually backed off from their Venge. It wasn't the pool.
Yeah,
they didn't even...
Because Setsu was just winning lanes for them.
Setsu is Sexu.
Yeah, very Sexu with his Huskars and ODs and Bucks.
Why are you looking at me weird? He said it first. I thought it was good. I thought it deserved a repeat.
All right, you think that's good?
It definitely didn't. It definitely didn't. Especially not for me as well. But I love the tease. I love the tease, the one looking at us.
Rich only makes great jokes.
Dude, I'm not. I wasn't making anything right now. I was just looking at Quap. I was letting you guys do the work. You're about to go on break.
And then you're like,
know what I mean?
Somebody else.
What do you think of Chen, though? What do you think of Chen?
Not very Sexu. But he's
does allow you to be fairly active with the Queen of Pain early on and create that space that the Spectre will need. So you have that idea behind it. You get a lot of sustain as well from him from Omni Knight, but the only question is, will the Queen of Pain and Spectre be enough for your damage? Spectre is coming to the party quite late, while Queen of Pain is going to be the only active hero in the mid game, right? After the laning stage, that is.
Yeah, she knows how to party, Rich.
Well, let's see who's going to be able to win this entire party. Who are you liking more in this draft?
I think overall I like Nigma a bit more, especially because I think, so this Spectre Chen, the last pick from Nigma we should mention was the Darkseer that they grabbed in the end. And generally, I would say historically Nigma with Darkseer has been really strong. We had one game earlier this tournament where they had it with Io, and we were like, this draft looks weird. And then suddenly, boom, they just flicked the switch and Darkseer took over the game. This time around, he's playing against a Spectre. That's a really easy lane. Finally, a lane where I think Darkseer can actually win for once. And mind control on this hero in important games is a treat. It's with Shaker. You could look for a big wombo combo.
Combos, yeah. With
and perhaps there's the possibility as well, because of that hero, that Shaker doesn't need to buy a blink. You could maybe get Force Staff. You could get a little bit creative with your items. You can surge in the Shaker. You have a vacuum to set up Shaker for success, so he isn't as reliant on doing it on his own. Maybe there's something going on there.
Kind of feels like things definitely coming together for Nigma now, and this is a good place for them to be able to do it if you are a Nigma fan. Started off very shaky for them. They had some very, very, very tough road all in all to even get here, but now we're going to be heading to the desk where Nigma might be able to take the entirety of this grand final with this next game.
Yeah, this is the real desk. Thanks, Rich. We're here for Game 4. Ready to rock and rumble and see what we got it with an OPL game. But
yes.
We've got a classic back. The OD is up for Weeha.
That is true. I am so glad we're not going to see Phantom Lancer, because every single time that, like, about yesterday's when it started, every single game I saw PL, I was like, that's the draft I favor. that hero just feels way too strong right now compared to everybody else. And making a nice little shot of our English and Russian analysts.
The hard worker boys. All right, guys, let's go have a beer. Let's just have a little bit of fun.
They're going to go check out the after party, I'm sure. This is also our goodbye to both Synderen and Lizard,
Farewell.
who are going to be taking off as they have early flights in the morning.
Yeah, just to also explain, like, that's why Cap's here as well, as BSJ is also on his early flight. I think Rob's also gone as well. Like, everyone's dropping like flies, but don't you fear. We still have a fully manned crew.
You could say we're in it for the long haul, Toby.
Hell yeah, we got stamina. That's what you get as you get older, right? You get stamina.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
As a man about to hit his 30s, I'll agree with that.
That's right, you haven't hit it yet. My God.
So there was this Darkseer pickup is a little bit puzzling to me. I figured they were probably going to be running a 5-a-bed, and we were going to get a different offlaner. I'm just not fully convinced that this is the game-winning hero. There's just a couple reasons. It combos with Earthshaker with Vacuum, yes, but with Ion Shell, not so much. I'm not convinced that the Surge typically feels best on melee heroes, right? They can just run at people. Here, I don't think Surge is
essentially, like, if the Fidget can land, then I think Flywind's actually in a hell of a lot of trouble. Just continuously silenced up by Kuro, and with the slow from Miracle and the body blocks from GH, first blood is spilled. Now Miracle is the man to claim it.
And a point.
It always feels good in this situation where you're up a series and you're already going to start off with the first blood. RNG on the other side, they're already beginning to sweat a little bit. It also tips them off that they are definitely doing a tri-lane, defensive tri-lane to start. So Mind Control should be a little bit careful with his positioning.
And then we go straight back into it again. Look at Miracle, he's moving off the lane. It's like, hey, if at first you don't succeed, actually no, at first we did succeed. Try it again. And another silence coming in.
And there's nothing a Doom could do about this. He attacked Miracle a little bit, but they're just going to keep the slows on him this entire time.
Gotta get in front. Extra slow for the cold arrow to connect. GH trying to stay with him, and he body blocks him into the trees. A second death. There is, however, some experience being lost, but Miracle's going to get back to the tower with a TP to get both of the waves that are underneath the tier 1.
And September, he's going to have to pop his Scorched Earth here because he's in trouble. He's going to be blocked in. And then with GH getting in front of it, oh my goodness, RNG's just falling apart.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, at least get something back on the bottom lane. Get the Darkseer. Nope, Mind Control's even leaving this attack. Because the Spectre can't get involved in this. Man, I actually thought, like, oh, Miracle's not going to be involved in a lot of kills for a while because he's playing a Drow Ranger, right? Like, he's not playing an Ember, he's not playing a PL. He can't get involved in these fights, but nope. Continuously set up by GH.
Well, this is another reason they can pick the Darkseer early. There's pretty much no counters to him when it comes to the laning phase. He can do a really good job pressuring the Spectre. He might end up dying here, but he is going to get probably his level 3 GH on the
He was on the top lane, now he's going to come down to bottom lane. And the Fissure block is up. Okay, even an extra Iron Shell. Now it's going to do some damage into Super. Mind Control will end up falling as GH surged forward looking for that last bit of damage. Has he actually got the Fissure not off cooldown, but the Iron Shell is on GH, so he's burning down Monet. One more attack, he's a little out of range. One more will do it. No, Monet lives on 20 HP. And he's going to TP all the way back to base.
The best part is like GH had to commit for that kill because other situations, you'd be able to just burn him out of regen and be like, oh, well, he doesn't have a lane. But with the Chen, you can always TP back and then get pulled in again. So that is just going to be perfect for RNG. A decent recovery for them.
Very true. And they're already setting up to go again on bottom lane. And up on top, I don't think Kuro is giving this Doombringer just any kind of time to think.
Yeah, Jesus, they just attacked this top lane, got themselves a decent little advantage to start. Look at that. Miracle 2 levels above Flywin.
CS through the roof.
I mean, the way they set this up is just this poor Doom support is not going to have any teeth in this laning phase.
And what does he do? Like, he doesn't rotate towards the bottom lane and change anything up, and Chen's having to hug the bottom lane to be the presence. He's not going to rotate, bring an army like like the Chen of old, right? Like, I'd always have 2 creeps, I'd go around, I'd gank. Like, the top lane's not going well, I'll just arrive and just change the balance of it, get a stun, get something. Right now, it's like, I've got a Fool and I can deny things, and that is all.
Yeah, Super pretty much has to be planted down here in the bottom lane because Spectre otherwise gets too pressured once you get like level 2 Ion Shell from a Darkseer. So, you know, he's not going to be able to have that presence in mid lane where a Quap ganking with a Chen, they could very easily kill Weehop, but he is going to be glued down to bottom. And similarly, I don't think September is going to be able to do much either. He's just going to have to pull for Flywin to make his lane a little bit better so we can get to that really coveted level 3 and level 5. Purification finally becomes a strong enough nuke that you can easily kill range creeps and deal with harassment.
It's never a great situation though, like when you can't punish an Abaddon for being between your tier 1 and tier 2 tower. Like, and he's not even the core. Mind Control's having a lot of fun with his Iron Shell damage. Got a huge creep wave to work with, but of course Super causing a lot of damage of his own. Mind Control have to search back to the tier 1 tower. He has nothing more to give. That's why he's just being as aggressive as he can. He'll go all the way back to base. And they're just chaining it. Now ES gets to... Actually, I think he's bringing supplies to the front lines.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's just going to healing salve up the Darkseer. Maybe a couple mangoes so they can spam. Okay.
Soul Ring.
Yeah.
First item up now for the Spectre.
I like that. It gives you the lane regen that you need and also the ability to spam dagger because it's going to get a little hard to get some of this CS, especially the range creeps. Oh, what a beautiful creep to pick up.
No, what a beautiful creep to potentially lose. Not the vision from DH, didn't connect. Now the hit. Gonna live. It does.
He needed to hit that Harpy with the Fissure because that Harpy is so dangerous in the laning phase. It just spams so much damage over time.
And GH has a lot of movement speed to work with. A lot more than super supports coming over from Mind Control. Okay, maybe not the Harpy. The range damage, and GH will have to back off. All right, so things are starting to balance out a little bit. So yeah, Team Nigma did get off to a pretty good start, but you look at the advantage gold-wise, it's still swinging a little bit in favor of RNG. Spectre with 18 denies on the lane. Queen of Pain with 16 of her own denies.
Yeah, that's an insane number of denies.
Yep.
These two have managed to accomplish. Spectre expected because he's matched up against Darkseer. Oh, finally
wow.
Setsu managed to get a big kill on Weeha. I was going to say that mid lane should tilt one way or another about now.
And Setsu gives the tip back.
Setsu's just been a monster at times at this tournament. There have been very few games where he has been a detriment to RNG. Oftentimes he's winning his lanes and turns around, just creates a lot of space. Monet is able to recover quite a bit. Here he's going to have to do something very similar to most of his trajectory in this tournament with the Queen of Pain, a fast-paced hero in a game where there is no other core that can keep pace with Quap.
Smart. He's sitting right on top of the rune, so you can't see it. No possibility for a denial. So he has to save it for Setsu, but there's more support running around the back of Baden. Now GH gets the initial stun. Remember, you got the haste through from Setsu, but then again, they're taking so much orb damage. Have you got a hammer? That's going to be a little too far out of range.
Yeah, probably feeling like Queen of Pain, the double null talismans, probably just has too much mana for the Sanity's Eclipse to be able to do damage, so. A little bit surprised that, I mean, I guess because of the Siege Wagon spawning, they want to make sure that the Queen of Pain doesn't pressure the OD, kill him, and then the Siege Wagon push on mid. You really need to keep up that mid tower if you're Nigma. Nice purge.
Having the purge and the heal, now he'll put it on one of the creeps, coming super time to micro.
Yeah.
Monet has moved over, and Mind Control has no way to get himself away from this now. Without the surge available, just leaves another Iron Shell. So, okay, super. Micro.
We were just talking about this last series in the green room, how annoying that purge ability can be because it's such an insanely low cooldown. The downside of it is with, you know, when you eat it as a Doom, it's 120 mana. As a Chen, when you get the purge creep, that's pretty easy. He's got plenty of mana pool on that Satyr.
This does not feel like a kill you can really go for, right? Because he just blinks away every time. As long as it's up, of course.
I like how Kuro sat there anyway, though. He's like, maybe
I can hit him 4 times.
Maybe I can hit him 4 times in half a second.
Yep. Anything's possible, right?
All right, well, Setsu, I think with his ultimate coming off cooldown, it's just a wise time to go back to the fountain and see if there's an opportunity for you to TP to one of the side lanes.
Well, they move to the bottom lane. GH trying to keep the run going, just instantly begins to TP. He realizes there's no stun and has enough life to get all the way home. Our second Soul Ring up and running on the Omni Knight. And yeah, just Setsu can go out ham. Doesn't care how much damage he takes as long as he can get out of here. Koro. Oh, this one he wants to go after. September. 1 hit. Yay. And we
showed him.
Yeah. Setsu. 1 hit. 2 hit. 3. No.
So I think one of the really nice things about this support of Batten, it was one of the reasons that I thought it was going to be 5 is it's matched up against Doom. You feel really good about 5 Abaddon versus Doom, just because you are countering a core with your support. That is such a fantastic position to put yourself when it comes to drafting. And so as long as you aren't punished in the laning phase, which they weren't, obviously, if anything, it went fantastic up there, then this is just going to feel good for the rest of the game. You can't Doom a 5-position Abaddon. Yeah. There's just no way you can reliably win team fights that way. So you're just going to have to put up with this guy giving a bunch of Photic shields and miscoils.
Team Nigma's already moving their lanes around. They've sent the Drow Ranger to the bottom lane. Like, she is #1 on the CS board and is coming up to that 10-minute mark where we always look for the prep work to be done to open up the outpost. Phase boost for Monet. GH coming around the back. And the Fissure on the wrong side. So Monet can make a break for the tree lines, and double TP's already coming in. Super, he'll walk in the old-fashioned way. Mind Control having a hard time getting away. And there it is. Setsu, easy rotation in. Mind Control will tick out.
So I guess they were thinking they were going to Fisher Monet on the right side and then silence to make sure he couldn't dagger over the Fisher and to potentially burst him down. But I still think that was a bit greedy. I mean, just one well-timed TP from an Omni Knight could turn that engagement. And, well, they didn't even need that much.
September's going to battle for the top shrine. Kuro sitting right on top of the rune, so September won't be able to claim that.
So look at that. September ignores the bounty rune and immediately goes to right-click the outpost.
It's worth more, right?
If nobody has a stun, right, it's whoever clicks on it first in that situation. Kuro can't do anything to stop that. So he managed to deny the experience away from Nigma.
That's definitely value. So just rune after rune. If actually a haste rune for We. Moving off the lane.
See, I am of the argument that you should be able to counter the channeling with your own channeling.
Okay.
That way you don't have to have a stun to deal with that.
Or at least slow it down so it's like a tug of war,
Yeah,
right?
something like
we've
that.
both
Yeah,
got our
sure.
hands on the ground.
outpost, and then, you know, whoever goes first. Yeah.
I like that. I like it. I'll vote for a petition on that. Trusty shovel. RNG.
Always a
Also,
sick item,
also a minor class.
I mean, especially since this is going to be a longer game, right? You see Spectre on one side, Drill Ranger and OD on the other.
OGH. Close the distance. They even. Oh, Setsu.
no!
Spectral Hawk comes in. The combination didn't hit perfectly onto Setsu. The gust back. Silencing on 3. That is not the fight I think both teams were looking for. Hilariously enough, not everyone was there either.
Yeah, maybe a little fatigue is getting to GH here because we saw early on in the laning phase at bottom, he could have fissured a bit sooner to try and go for that Spectre kill. Kind of messes that up here. He actually casts it too early and doesn't manage to get the stun.
He expended too much energy. Like the Nigma guys were walking backstage here before, and everyone's kind of got their heads down, a little bit focused. GH pokes his head. It's just like, high five, high five, ready to go.
That's GH, man. He just cannot turn it off. He is just such a fountain of hope and youth.
Another Fisher a little bit off target. He's got the Echo Slam, and he's just going to go for it. Setsu, the damage output. Everyone else backed up already from Team Nigma. They weren't ready to fight with him, and he's got to deny the double damage dream, or else Setsu must get everything back once again.
Middle tower is under attack.
Not a whole lot of movements right now, just because both teams are pretty happy with jungling. You've got September, who kind of needs to recover a bit because they didn't have the greatest laning phase. Monet with the Soul Ring and Phase Boots is able to jungle pretty efficiently. And then obviously every Drill Ranger and needs to be able to take some time to jungle. But still have not really seen RNG make as many aggressive moves as I want them to.
But do they need to? You know, like it's like in the last game, BSJ was talking about, like, you look for the hard counters, right? Like, does Doom counter this, or does this counter this? Spectre just spent, like, taunts right on top of the Drow Ranger, comes in with Radiance, and you already feel like you've got a large portion of the fight already won. Like, until you get Aghanim Scepter and you can start chaining, like, your control factors with the imprisonments, it still feels pretty damn good for RNG if they keep the status quo.
I agree with that, but I think even better than keeping the status quo is maybe getting an advantage in towers. And I think they can do that because Mind Control is going to be a bit slow at actually bringing this one tower down, so they can take this top one and then rotate back down because they know Drow Ranger doesn't want to actually go to a lane. She wants to continue to farm up ancient creeps and such. Honestly, Nigma's just not ready to fight just yet. So if you can close off the map a bit more and start limiting the farm that Weehaw as well as Miracle are trying to take out of those neutral creeps, then it'll do wonders for you. But we'll see if they actually rotate down to bottom to defend or not, or if they just keep on playing in that for the Dire jungle.
Yeah, they're just getting at least one Observer Ward down right on top of the Dire Shrine. And a little bit, okay, second one up on the hill. Really good information for RNG, just know how much they can control of the north. The Team Nigma also have 2 of Dire Observer Wards around the jungle as well. Setsu blinks away before the 4th hit from Kuro can come. Just easy to time for him.
Another one of those advantages that RNG is going to have in this draft. Sentry, thank you. It's going to make sure that Flywind doesn't get caught.
Miracle. I think he was actually hoping for the Gust to start the initiation because they got some help from Abaddon to come from behind, but without that initial Echo Slam, there isn't a kill.
It's a wonderful thing about 5 Abaddon, right? You can always play super forward. You can always be on the enemy side of the map because if you run into an enemy who really cares, you've got borrowed time. It's going to take them so much of an effort to bring you down that it's usually worth the exchange. Just the information creates a lot of space.
feels such a difference between the itemization as well, the offlanes of these two teams. Like, okay, Doom just gets a Blink Dagger. Yeah, he's not the real offlane, but it's like September's able to get now that jump with the Doom, and you get Arcane Boots for a Darkseer. Like, who's really being enabled here? Is it meant to be enabling GH? Because GH will get the Blink Dagger, but he's going to do most of his damage from the Echo Slam, not from an Iron Shell.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be more about the vacuum combination that they can get with that Earthshaker, but they need a more reliable initiation than they have from just the Darkseer alone. So I like the fact they gave GH a lot of room. Pick up this Blink. That way they can slow down what RNG is kind of doing right now. They're rolling forward at Nigma.
Quickly shielding Weeha away. Kuro is waiting. They did see the Radiant Observer Ward being planted down. Miracle on the defense job. Great wave clear as always. But
I mean, just look at his timing, right? Like, he's going to have his Blink Dagger about this time. This might actually defeat the push that RNG is hoping for, which is taking that all-critical mid-tower early.
They're trying to get the Alpha Wolf. Miracle's been trying to reach it for a while. Now, take out the Frost Ogre.
It's
take out
too
the defense.
Much. Unfortunately, they're like 20 seconds too late, right? Because it's on the courier right now. So...
yeah, Inspector's just going to haunt him. They don't have the numbers for the fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
In that case, Mind Control just chilling out bottom lane.
Radiant's
Wants to
bottom
always
tower
be
is under
bringing
attack.
somebody down to that bottom tier 2 because it's so far away from where RNG wants to play. They don't want to play this bottom part of the map or that bottom right corner either. They want to play up towards mid, up towards the top lane, take those jungle areas and really limit Nigma to farming the triangle and maybe some of the Radiant.
GH has to blink right now. That's revealed. September going to blink with him. Almost hitting the right money. The Mind Control's got the surge. GH just needs that blink to come back off cooldown. When they look to gank onto Monet as well as flying when they're right on top of the Ancient Miracle, give the information. It's a double gut, and there goes your Echo Slam over on 2. But the 2 stopping GH from able to get that secondary stop, and they used it for the OD, dropping down the hammer. Flying went down low, but Senzu into the back lines with the Sonic Wave connecting over on 3. Weeha low, Monet staying right on top of him, and he cannot complete the TP away to safety. Miracle may be a little bit luckier, however. Yes, he will be. Playing forward from Setsu, Mind Control, having the movement speed to get further away, while Kuro on the wrong side of the tracks trying to shield up and get out of there. He doesn't have his borrowed time, so he will get run down by the Omni Knight. It'll take a little bit of time, but he will be run.
It'll take a little bit more time, but eventually Kuro's going to go down here. It's unfortunate for Nigma because, you know, they run in
up.
and they get that initiation. It looks good for the Echo Slam, but if you look at the heroes that they win on, it's not the heroes that they wanted to touch. They wanted to run into, right? Quap was completely untouched in that fight, so she's able to blink in aggressively, hits a really beautiful Sonic Wave, and then, of course, the Spectre immediately jumping to that back line. As you pointed out early on, right, this is going to be just the straight-up hard counter to Drow Ranger at all times. Spectre can get on top of you, and that's where it's going to get a little weird.
Farming up, but they didn't get rid of that Radiant Observer Ward. I thought Team Nigma knew it was there. Miracle is going to actually trigger off the Shrine. GH is going to arrive too. A double stun for him with a Fisher follow-up. Super getting brought down quickly by Miracle. The Tempest on the run. They need to try and slow him down. The arrows from Miracle. Look at that movement speed. He just gets to work with it. Mind Control gave him the boost, and then the Hurricane Pike a little bit further forward. That is going to be a double kill for Miracle. He doesn't have the flashiest of heroes.
They have to understand
make it work.
how little damage they have coming out from their 3 to 5 position, right? Especially if they're not using Doom. It's just Purification and Scorched Earth. That's going to be pretty slow damage, and they have to respect the fact that Miracle needs to go for a tankier build being matched up against the Spectre. So he's got, you know, he got lucky in a Vambrace, but he also has that completed Hurricane Pike. He's very tanky.
And if he can get Manta, you can get a little bit more than that, but here's your bigger item. 18.5 minutes in for Monet to complete up the Radiance. This changes the fight pretty heavily for Team Nigma, but there's a little bit of a counter as the mech has now been completed for the Darkseer. So sustain from both sides. Super's had his mech for a while as well as Hand of God, hence RNG sustain is just so damn good.
And one of the really nice things against Radiant's heroes, as always, is you have a wall of replica you can throw down, catch that hero while you get your own Radiance in a team fight. And thanks to all the sustain they have from eventually a Guardian Greaves, from the Darkseer, the Abaddon providing a lot of heals for OD and Drow Ranger, they might actually be able to outlast a Spectre in a team fight, which you normally can't say that.
No. As long as they can catch while the pipe is down, I would believe in that. And it looks like, again, RNG will group up around the Tier 1 town. The Observer Ward from Team Nigma scouted that one out. It's back behind the Tier 1 tower. And GH is trying to farm up the 4-stops. They really want to play the kite game. Aghanim Scepter now completed over on the OD, so either double save
Radiant
or
are
just
scanning.
tempo controller. Nice scan as well, pinged perfectly in RNG.
This is why, like, I kind of favor Nigma, even though they have this hard Drow Ranger counter, is that I know these fights are gonna be long. And so OD is just going to have the chance to be able to get so many imprisonment charges, it's going to lead into that big bang from the Sanity's Eclipse. But we'll see. I like the fact that RNG are keeping up the pace. I wanted them to start this game off in like the first 10 minutes, just playing really aggressively and trying to take towers, because you cannot let Drow Ranger OD continue to just AFK farm like they have been doing. You need to punish this a bit.
Yeah. Oh, they can keep the push going. Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower, can they force that? Looks like Abaddon's just poking his head up in the mid lane. Multiple TPs coming closer towards the north. They would really like to get themselves a core here. Who's the closest? Blink forward. Very fast banishment out from Weeha. Mind Control setting on top. Spectral Horn 2. Here comes the Temper. Gets the Doom over on Weeha. Surge from Mind Control will get Wee out. And then he gets it back into a 3-man wall. Mind Control sacrificing himself for the greater good. I think he actually was hoping to... Well, he couldn't deny.
Well, there was a lot of abilities used there. So Nigma, it's their turn to look for fights.
Yep.
Maybe not right now. If they crash into you while you're holding this high ground, you'll accept the 4 versus 5 for sure. But once Mind Control is back up, I think it's time for an aggressive smoke and seeing if you can actually run into the right RNG heroes this time around.
Really shows how it's that single man disengage the team Nigma is able to utilize. Every fight that seems to fail too, Miracle gets more and more space. As there's like a double wave that he just took on the bottom lane farming up. Now at level 16, 21 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they're just like the lack of stuns on the side of RNG means this surge is always going to be effective. I think at some point in time you're probably going to have to get an Abyssal Blade for Monet, but that's 4th, 5th item. That's a long time before you have to really consider that.
Smoke up, Team Nigma. We a quick imprison before y'all move forward. They see one target, and it's Monet, probably not the target they want, but GH, look at the fast movement. That ES on speed. They'll drop a sentry ward down. That is visible to RNG, so they know something's coming around. So Monet presents himself as a target. Now they get rid of both obs and sentry, so Team Nigma, the smoke, it achieved something, probably not what they were searching for though.
So I think situations like that really showcase why you should always have a Quelling Blade or Tangos as a melee support. You want to be able to eliminate vision quickly. What happens if RNG, off of the vision they had from there, were able to take an advantageous fight? You feel silly, the fact that you were able to sentry but couldn't kill the ward right away. Fortunately for them, nothing comes of it because RNG still have some ultimates on cooldown.
GH, he's really got to leave. Monet goes over the hillside, he'll get a glimpse. But they'll need a little bit more help to close the difference. GH is going to TP out. Setsu, no Yule Scepter, so GH will complete the TP.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if, like, what the way that Quap and Omni Knight itemize this, because you could just really use an additional stun somewhere in this pool, but like neither one of these heroes like building it unless you're going to go Yules on Quap.
Yeah, that's really it, right? Still a good timing, at least for the item for like Radiance on the Spectre. That's still one of the big team fight items, but you need to find more than just presence in a fight. You need disable, you need control. You get a Scythe device on Quap, that's still going to be a 3rd or 4th item for her.
I mean, even then, right, it's like you Scythe this Drow Ranger, but she gets surged. It's a fast little piggy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you got no control.
Yeah, this is going to be, they're going to reach a really nice BKB timing on the side of RNG, though. I just still worry about like how efficient their initiation is going to be against double imprisonment saves, against this Abaddon, even like Earthshaker defensively doesn't like Spectre.
Dire scan pinged.
Yeah.
It's all the fact they were moving near Roshan, but then it stopped pinging, so now it's Abaddon. He's your front liner. Manta is over on the Drow Ranger, but the imprisonment, it takes the Doombringer out. Now the borrow time from Kuro will go to work. GH still waiting for the right time. Spectral Dagger looking for a hit over on him. Spectral Horn now comes out. September dropping very, very low, but they're trying to back up the back wall. There's the feed 3-man fissure too. Mind Control surging himself away now. This fight keeps extending out, building up Wii more and more and more. Be very, very careful of the hammer.
Oh, he already dropped it. He dropped it really early on in the team fight. I was super surprised by that. I feel like Weeha did not have to panic so much. I didn't think that jump that was made by RNG was the be-all, end-all because they canceled it with the imprisonment. I think they had plenty of time to move. Just trust in mind control to counter the Spectre ult and just being able to get a really good vacuum wall that kind of pulls them away from Nigma.
GH, this could be a huge Echo Slam. They need the instant control over on Setsu. He's into the trees, throws out the clumsy net, follow-up fissure, keeps the control up, but Doombringer cancels his TP. The Observer Ward revealing just the extra support that was coming down.
RNG's doing a really good job not getting caught when Nigma do try and go for these smoke plays. Like, yes, you do have this big downside of we use one of our big ultimates, they're going to run at us, but at least it's heavily telegraphed, and they're staying one step ahead of Nigma right now, and as a result, still keeping up their mid-tier 1 tower, still limiting a lot of map control from Nigma.
Paladin sword in for the Spectre, Orb of Destruction for the Drow Ranger.
Yeah, you won't say no to that. Minus armor and more movement speed slow.
Just the cheap Skadi, right?
Yeah.
Well, free Skadi.
Oh, Greater Fairy Fire is actually not that bad on a Spectre. Who that extra boost of 500 HP means a lot when your dispersion is maxed out.
And Tier 1 tower, RNG. Doom is back up. Spectral Horn is not, however, but Setsu will begin things. Kuro will just have to shield and run away. Pipe is available. GH still waiting. That's the reason why they want first wave pick up GH's Earthshaker. It's that explosive start the Team Nigma could look for in the fight. That's why I also wasn't looking for the OD hammer either. I was like, yep, Echo Slam's where my eyes are.
I wonder if WeHa feels like he has to go BKB early in this matchup. Probably just the way that RNG is going to peak a lot at this 30-minute timer. But I would love to see him be able to play a little bit more frontline and get those imprisonment charges up going up, right? And well,
nice item. Telescope hit for Team Nigma. That'll work for Drow Ranger and OD. For Roshan, it will belong to Royal Never Give Up. No one from Team Nigma are in range for this at all. So they've got it, and they're already looking for the fight. Kuro was the one nearby. September staying in close, still has his Doom available, but doesn't want it on Kuro. He wants it on WeHa. WeHa will reveal himself, and he got it over on WeHa too. Setsu staying with him, trying to kill off the doomed up WeHa, who just surged away. Spectral Horn looking for the backline too. Miracle, he's smacked in the middle of this. He needs to get some more distance. The back wall fissure creates that distance. The Setsu, where's his attack? No more Sonic Wave to give. Kuro's giving life back to absolutely everyone, including the shield for Miracle, who can get the silence over on Setsu. Hitting so hard, he'll need more help. The Arab Observers want to see absolutely everything. More badges. WeHa, he has the hammer available. Setsu's already gone down. 50 seconds on the sideline, but the fissure block out from GH, actually keeping his team trapped on the wrong side, the rock wall. So Mind Control is trying to do this solo. Well, not really solo. He's also got the Spectre running after Super, and he's just burning him down. That's a bad tailwind to be caught in.
It's so weird, you know, when that's exactly what we're kind of expecting from this lineup. And even though you have this amazing jump, like, okay, Doom managed to get OD Doom, right? That sounds like a really good start for things. So you pop your Spectre ultimate, you've got an Aegis, you should be able to aggressively fight things, but they just can't kill anything because there's so much sustain, there's so much disengage. You would love to say, like, I could even criticize maybe Spectre, okay, maybe you should wait until Surge is actually on cooldown before you pop your ultimate so you can go for the OD directly. But Kuro's just following WeHa around. He's just going to keep on miscoiling him. You're not going to do enough damage to bring down that OD before the Doom expires.
Everything but wall is up. WeHa just keeps the imprisonments going. Monet throwing out the dagger, coming a little bit further forward underneath WeHa, but then the clumsy net sets through the back lines. Another three-man stunner with the Vac setting it up. GH needs some distance. He's got the Echo Slam available. Doesn't want to use it while the BKBs are up, however. So Setsu using his own BKB, jumping forward. The clumsy net Miracle will break free thanks to the Manta style and a gust. WeHa working. Now he drops the hammer down, but the damage, it feels very, very minimal. ES will buy it back, and he's coming as quick as he possibly can. The Darkseer wall is returned. Everyone from RNG, be careful how close you are together. Here comes your Echo Slam for the silence. GH couldn't get anything else up. Kuro will break him free, so the fissure can get a follow-up stun. Setsu so low, Kuro can kill him up with a mid-call. Mind Control backing, trying to create more space. Miracle with a secondary gust, and then the volley firing into one Monet. He goes down because Miracle has a double damage rune. He's got all the damage in the world. You've got Monet back to the world of the living. Aegis Immortal. Maybe Miracle wasn't ready for this one. The shields are up. Mind Control needs to give him some extra speed, and he's got it as well. The silence on Flyway, making sure he can't give anything more. September will kill Kuro in the backlines. Miracle force-staffing himself, and then the TP. He's trying to get away. He does, Monet. Can't keep the distance, and Mind Control will now surge himself away to safety.
Very greedy by Nigma to attack RNG like that, even though they still have the Aegis, and on top of that, you're playing on their side of the map. The fights are entirely different when you're playing around your tier 2, on your high ground areas. It's a lot harder for RNG to be able to penetrate in there. But you actively take the fight into RNG's side of the map, and the fight is going to be a lot messier and, as a result, a lot worse for Nigma. They want that very clean line of, you know, they're trying to approach us, and we just keep them back with vacuums and fissures while, you know, we kite around with Surge.
Hey, they're hitting 3-man fissure stuns every time with the vac. Hits there every time, but still RNG. World-class team playing around their own Observer and Sentry. Miracle instantly doomed. But then the Surge, the creation of space, comes once again. Mind control, clumsy netted up. Spectral Horn jumps forward. Now that Fissure blocks him out. Weehaw was coming back into this fight. September's going to stay with him. He'll have to BKB himself up right now. And this is RNG. They have a target. Miracle's already gone down. Monet was able to catch him in the back lines. And Weehaw, Kuro's trying to give him some extra life. Surge, shield, straight fissure from GH once again. A 2-man stun, keeping RNG from chasing for more, but Miracle down for a minute. How much damage can RNG do now?
The fact that Weehaw thought he was going to be able to challenge, they use Doom, they use Spectre Ultimate, just like, you can chill out. If he just plays with the Drow Ranger, if Spectre pops your ultimate, then you just imprison the Spectre. And then Drow's going to live. You're going to be able to say, okay, in like 20 seconds, let's all heal, and then go smoke out and fight.
It feels like what Nigma's day 3 game, right? You've got all these imprisonments, you've got all these saves, Miracle sitting on the front lines. Like, I feel confident because I have these saves behind me.
Yep.
And when they're not there, he's like, okay, guys, I played this like you were there for me. So you can't really fault him.
You want to frustrate RNG into like overextending with their initiations and such. Hey, this is a great steal, by the way. He had that Wolf Command aura for so long, but now he's got the purge to be able to counter Surge.
Clicking in, Fissure won't be able to connect. September already burning the BKB and then blinks away. No one doing any kind of damage, so never putting it on cooldown.
This is why I called September a core, because 4-position Doom just is a core. The amount of farm that you get from Devour and also the space that you're going to give a Doom who needs his Blink Dagger to really be efficient as a support, you're going to give him a lot of space for farm.
Great Dire Scan. They don't have any Observer Wards on the bottom, however, which is probably where they want it, because the Queen of Pain is hovering around underneath their own Observers and Sentries, feeling comfortable as the 4-man smoke from Team Nigma looking for an opportunity. And that opportunity is gone. They can at least get the outpost on the south, and that's going to be all.
So both teams are going to try and get their tier 3 items, finish that up real quickly, and then we're going to start playing around Roshan here, because that is going to determine a whole lot. You just want to control that part of the map as much as possible. I like that Nigma are setting a step ahead of being able to grab the bottom outpost, because they know that RNG just doesn't want to play on that side of the map ever. So
I like how they've also got their Observer Wards to the northern side. So yeah, you can play the south with your numbers, but like if any kind of aggressive vision comes down from RNG waiting for Roshan, it's instantly going to go.
Yeah, they have spent so much of the game with this area.
Hi, Chen. Bye, Chen. He at least gets the Observer Ward. That's one upside. That won't be easily replaced, but the army, as well as Super, that's a lot harder to replace. He's there for 45 seconds. And Roshan's still a while away from his potential spawn time.
Nigma, a really decent power spike. When you you just picked up this butterfly in the Drow Ranger. Nobody on RNG really wants to build an MKB.
Once you start turning this into like a Queen of Pain physical damager, hey, at least you got the attack speed talent, right?
Yeah, and Setsu, I mean, he kind of wants to commit to the Shivas because he doesn't have the greatest base armor, or he doesn't have the additional armor.
Starts with the clumsy net, follows up with a stun, and Kuro needs to get the 4 hits in. Banishment from Weehaw. Not a lot of support nearby. Secondary banishment as well. Just because you got him, you may as well throw him. Flywim, not tanky enough to escape. Even the butterfly, that's the one you're talking about for the Drow Ranger. A little faster than average.
Meanwhile, the Spectre just got a similar power spike in the heart, which is going to do a lot of damage back when that hammer is dropped. Yes. But, like, I feel like the rest of his team might just fall apart to Nigma. They might just be able to ignore Spectres to a decent extent, right? Because a lot of the items you get on a Spectre are not offensive to start with, right? You're going to get this Manta that's kind of defensive. You're going to get this this Heart, again, defensive. You're not going to deal like this overwhelming amount of damage. That's going to be kept up with by an Abat who's miscoiling an Aphotic Shield.
Got to hit the gas. The TP's already on the way in. And he blinks into the tree line, and then there's your TP out. Setsu, Fissure. Oh, GH was trying to get there in time. You don't really gain anything from this, however. If it was close to the 40-minute mark, then maybe.
I would say that this next fight, because it's outside of like Nigma's base, it should favor RNG because it's going to be around the Roshan pit. But very likely, I feel like RNG is going to be the one trying to do Roshan. And that obviously leaves opportunities for this Earthshaker Darkseer to come in big. If the game just kind of stalls out, I feel like Nigma is getting the better for it. You know, so as long as they just kind of guard that pit and make it feel like RNG's, they're not capable of doing that, Roche, because they are slow at it.
I just feel like the goal graph is disagreeing with you over the course of this game. Has always been in favor of RNG and is slowly increasing up.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right, is that I feel like despite this big net worth, that the team fights are still going very evenly.
All I remember is Spectre just wrecking late game. Drow Ranger hating to have people on top, but this is the new OD, right?
Yeah.
And that's where...
Dude, that Paladin sword is so good for the Spectre now that she's got that heart. Oh, that's so gross.
We're looking for a fight up on top. There's a double wave already pushing, and no one's farming it up. All right, there you go. Setsu will take it. Bottom lane's having its own pressure once against this Abaddon who's having the greatest time of his life. It's like, well, I'm the only one who could probably be down here and relatively safely get out because of the lack of stunts and control.
I think you get one more item on the Spectre, and that's when you really start dominating fights. But Nigma just don't feel comfortable going outside. They really want RNG
going
to
off the
make
Chen
a
again.
mistake.
This happened before. They surged GH over, so he's able to get the initial fissure. Setsu is nearby, and so is a lot of RNG. Miracle to be careful. He's on the front line to get the doom over on him. Setsu BKB, and in the back line. Sonic Wave thrown out. Really only connects over a micro. Probably still get the back in. And the echoes there from GH. The damage is good. Fighting underneath the shrine. Is there enough survivability? Miracle, he's dropping low. So is Kuro. They'll both end up going down. Defensive imprisonment. Actually keeping Miracle alive a little longer. And Kuro got a lot of his life back again, but he can't give any more over to Miracle. Or can he? They just keep imprisoning him up. Now he'll come out to die. And Team Nigma, they thought they had the advantage. They thought they were ready to fight. But RNG, they had the numbers.
Again, an early hammer like that, it just did no damage to RNG whatsoever. September and Monet just looked like they got tickled by that. Setsu, a high intelligence hero, just isn't taking any damage either.
And RNG pushed their advantage a little further forward. These item timings starting to move up even further.
I love
and
how quickly
Yep.
RNG snapped on that, right? Like, it was a simple Chen out of position, but with them throwing the Drow Ranger so forward on the front lines, well, Surge has been used, Drow Ranger on the front lines, like, yeah, we could definitely jump that.
Still feels like Chen was the bait, right? Like, it's like, oh, I did this before. I am doing this again. What do you think is going to happen here? Now he affords the Gem of True Sight. And into Roshan, RNG go. No Echo Slam available. And Team Nigma still have to repair their lanes before they can do anything. They can scan, but you know what you can't stop.
Can't do anything about it. Level 25 coming in soon for the Spectre too. That's going to be really big.
So now RNG, we'll see how they go with the Aegis Immortal and see how they go pushing uphill. We've seen Team Nigma doing this and having some problems, and this is still one hell of a team fight that can come in from Team Nigma. But there's answers. The BKB's on the way for Omni Knight. Maybe they do just tank through the initiation of Team Nigma.
Yeah, Weehaw just feels like there's just not enough time for this fight to draw out for him to actually get a good hammer in when, you know, they're BKBing and they're just running over your Drow Ranger with this Spectre. He feels like he needs to be able to get off a couple imprisonments and then drop it as quick as possible. But soon the Butterfly means the Spectre just won't have to worry about even the OD right clicks that are coming in. Cure damage just won't be a threat because, you know, another hero that doesn't want to go MKB, this time on the side of Nigma.
And they're going to get both the outposts, potentially holding them as well for the 40-minute mark. And this is very probable.
There's still a whole minute to go until the experience comes out, so I appreciate you wasting 6 more seconds of Monet's time, I guess. But Nigma, they don't really have anything to do. They're just going to have to wait for the high ground push, and then we're going to see Drow Ranger, Darkseer, OD. That is very terrifying high ground. We've seen so many Drow Rangers come back in high ground defenses.
Yeah.
But I just don't think RNG is going to give you that opportunity. I think they're just going to control the map until they have a gigantic lead. I think they're just going to build up and build up and build up.
This is nice at least, like having a Lincoln Sphere, some layer of protection for WeHa. So it's not a simple jump in. But Tomb's also rapidly approaching a refresher, Rob, so
Yeah.
Who really wins out in this?
WeHa. I mean, he hasn't really progressed
now.
much in item. He's only has his Lincolns that he's picked up recently, so.
Oh, top lane. Trying to run away, mind control. Getting a little cute, begins his TP. Hey, does anyone have a stun here?
Well, can't stop you from TPing out, but you can stop them from farming in your face.
Form me on, you're completed. More 4-staffs, more kiting.
You're gonna need some real sick wall of replica vacuum.
Getting
into
some
multiple stuns.
Gonna need some sick PCs to handle the FPS drop. Like, you feel it when the ulti comes in. Flicker for the Queen of Pain.
That's always a weird one.
Yeah, it's a 50-50, right?
Dire's
Which way do I go?
has fallen.
I just don't feel good about Flicker almost ever. Unless I have like a puck on my team or something.
Well, Spectre's coming up, but the split shot slowing things down. And mind control, 4-stopping Monet, and they back it back to the tier 4 towers. The orb is starting to build up. It's a great Darkseer wall too. Monet is so damn low. They're wondering if they want to pop him. He's still got the cheese available. Setsu, Miracle, getting a lot of really good damage into him as well.
That was a cute play.
It really was.
Offensively force-staff him in, then follow up with a vacuum. Sadly, they didn't get the wall on the Spectre, so they didn't get that Spectre illusion. That's really important every fight. Fortunately, nothing's really going to come of this situation. I think RNG just finish up their tier 4 items. There's no reason not to.
Invisibility.
Just reset and start again. They'll be a lot more wary of it next time.
Timeless Relic on a Doom. Just prolong the Doom duration another like 3 or 4 seconds. Why not? Later on, it becomes even more disgusting if you get Aghanim Scepter plus level 25 on Doom, which is honestly not that far out of the realm of possibility, because again, I think RNG is just going to build up more and more of a net worth lead by controlling the map, but looks like they're going to poke at that tier 3 once
We're going again, yeah.
No wall, so you might as well.
Yeah, but you still have the clearance through split. Miracle doesn't want to use it yet, just 2 range creeps.
Fear not heresy.
He's going to be careful about any kind of jump. WeHa will reveal himself to begin. They pipe the wave. And here comes your volley forward. Monet once again finding himself very deep. The fidget block is good, but September jumps into the back line. He triggered the Lincoln Sphere of WeHa. He didn't get the Doom up on the target he wanted. Now he's trapped in there. The BKB wearing off. Miracle trying to focus him down. The Guardian Angel giving some level of protection. It says who BKBs as well. The Darkseer wall. They got the copy of Monet. That's the one they wanted. Imprisonments are out as well. Come back in. Get rid of the Spectre illusions. Another fidget control from GH. He's still got the Echo Slam available, but they want to fight inside their base.
I like
but
this.
RNG will not allow it.
I like this a lot. RNG, just, you know, you got your tier 3, you got a little progression in the game. Just back up, just take those shrines. There's no need to force these things.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Oh, but Nigma, they don't want to let them take this shrine.
They're coming.
I'm very surprised
Well,
they're going to try
there's
to
no
take this
Doom,
shrine,
there's
but-
no GA. They probably feel pretty good if they can get the initiation target right. But who is the target? Chen? He ain't the target. He's a sacrifice. Spectral Horn. Everyone's going to be there. Is there extra help? Super gets both the mech as well as the Hand of God off. And then Setsu. That's a big sting. Everybody is bleeding right now. And Nigma as Flywind walks in. Monet as well. Team Nigma, they have to defensively imprison up at the moment. Where is your follow-up? Where is GH's attack? Setsu gets the double kills. They both came out of the imprisonment. 3 heroes down for Team Nigma.
I think Nigma just felt like they weren't going to be able to get anything else, but that Chen survived so long, and they grouped up so much. That was like a 4-man Shadow Strike. If they had actually had level 25 on the Quap, which I believe he now does, then that would have been an AoE 4-man disable as well. I think Nigma's just feeling a bit desperate, and they just feel like they're going to lose this game eventually in this war of attrition that RNG is taking to them. They wanted to be able to sneak in a team fight somehow.
It definitely feels like it's the first time that Miracle can't just out-carry the game by himself. Destro Ranger can't do enough. She's too reliant on her team getting that initiation. The Darkseer and ES must combo hard. And now the heroes all grouping up on the bottom. Monet is like, all right, dagger me all you want. September jumping in once again. There's your Echo Slam from GH, working with mind control, but still the damage. What is that? It's nothing, really.
Yeah, they don't have anything because Miracle is forced back a little bit, and the OD is still dead.
Yep, can't build up. GH, clumsy netting up over on Flywim. The tier 3 tower, okay, Flywim's going to BKB. Miracle force-staffing himself in. The Fish can't get the block, and now the chase is impossible. Miracle can't even get around the corner. They're surging him, but Flywim will just TP. It's a little too slow to get the catch, and all of RNG will escape.
Man, I really thought this OD was going to be able to accomplish more in this game. And I think there's little things that maybe WeHot didn't do right. An OD player would probably tell me a little bit more, but I just really expected to see this hero be able to, through some of these engagements, get imprisonment after imprisonment, build up a lot of damage.
It's just the chaos of the fight, right? Like it's like they can never get the right positioning. TP's all out to safety. I think I saw the Minotaur Horn also arrive for Team Nigma. That was in OD's hands. And you finished a BKB on the Dro Ranger.
Refresher for September, and he's not going to make the same mistake he made last time. Next time around, he'll Purge and then Doom. And when it comes to these high ground pushes, like now it won't even matter so much if he gets it on the OD. That's going to be his target every time. If he gets it on the OD and he gets surged away or whatever, you don't kill him, that's whatever. It just means you get a chance to be able to finish off the buildings. Nigma at some point in time are going to have to stand and fight.
At some point. But RNG will be very, very, well, methodical about the next attack. It's like, all right, let's wait for maybe, next Roshan, get control of the map. We now have both the outposts under their control too. And it really does feel like it's on Team Nigma to make something happen, but do you want to do that while Dro's buyback's on cooldown for 5.5 minutes? If maybe it's just high ground defense is all you can do.
I think so. I think that's all you can hope for at this point.
But you can't even get a kill. Like, Skadi going to be completed on the Queen of Pain. That's so damn tanky. And Chen, like we saw it, 5 heroes tried to kill Super, tried to kill a Chen, and they couldn't achieve it.
That was pretty gross. We're going to have like a 4,500 HP Spectre. Again, having that Butterfly still has the cheese to be able to work off of as well. Everyone has a lot of mana as well. That's why Scotties are really good against this OD, right? Because introduction to both mana and HP.
Hello, Aghanim Spectre.
I can't hate that at all.
Scanning.
You said Aghanim Spectre?
Yeah.
I can't hate that. Because this just means he has another opportunity to be able to jump onto the OD or Dro Ranger when he wants to. He pops his ultimate, they surge, reset, or whatever, maybe a vacuum, then he pops his individual Ags jump.
Yep. I like this from ES. He's got Ninja Gear now available, so maybe there is a better chance for initiation. Shadow Blade for the Dro Ranger too. So Team Nigma try and play the elusive game.
Yeah,
we all be ninjas now.
Miracle's going to try and build into a Silver Edge, so hoping that they're going to be able to break that Spectre. Make it a little bit easier for you to drop some damage in and not just get destroyed by the dispersion, but unfortunately for him, it's still a pretty far distance away. Another 2k gold needed. That is quite the cliff when RNG have 90% of the map control, then are just building more and more of a net worth lead. Soon they're going to have Refresher, a Scythe looks like for a Flywin, and more mana.
They're just all these neutral items just being left across the ground. It's like, I don't have space for this. You have space for this. There's your Refresher orb you're talking about.
What's cool about this is Zomni has a really good combo breaker going on because he's got Heaven's Halberd. If he Heavenly Graces himself as well, they get jumped by some sort of vacuum Echo Slam. If he has the Scythe, like that stun is not going to last very long. It's going to last like 3/4 of a second or maybe a second full, and he's just going to be able to Scythe the Earthshaker before he gets off the rest of the combination.
There's a new Timeless Relic, so balance in all things gets to go to both sides. GH is still waiting for someone to come down here and defend the bottom lane. Mind Control and GH going to work together. But RNG have other things in mind. Dro can hold the top lane back, and just using Manta can also push back to mid.
Yeah, the Timeless Relic will be given over to GH, so he has an answer to status resistance with the increased TP.
Coming to bottom lane, but it's Monet. You ain't getting that. You are getting Roshan. The army has begun the attack. Poor Centaur in the middle.
Let's see if it's a refresher or Aghanims.
Keeping your eyes
An
closed.
Aghanims, who are we going to give it to?
Can you give it to... Well, yeah, do you want to give it to Super? Setsu was, I think it was like Queen of Pain. Yeah, it's an Aghanim Scepter, and it's going
Give
to
it
be...
to Omni?
Setsu's actually holding on to 2 of the
Give it
cheese
to Omni.
charges.
So in this case, like now the Queen of Pain and Spectre can jump in really aggressively and know that Omni Knight has always got their back. Omni Knight can also play a little bit separated from the rest of the team as well to make sure he doesn't get caught in the vacuum.
Well, we're going to have an actually outpost split it at 50 minutes. You said this is going to be a long game, Cap. You ain't kidding. We're at the 50-minute mark. The Tier 2 tower has finally been brought down. All that momentum that GH and Mind Control have been working on has reaped some benefit, as a Silver Edge is also completed. But so is another science. So, that's 2 science in the hands of RNG, and you got a Silver Edge for the Dro Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, RNG, their win percentage is just going up bit by bit, or percentage by percentage for every, like, 5,000 net worth lead they get over Nigma. And there's probably a little bit of...
He's looking for another one right now, but he's just BKB'd up, feeling very, very deep. The BKB does not last long, and now Mind Control back in! There's your entrance left! That's what they're waiting for! With the hammer drop up, the prep was finally there! Monet still in the middle of the fight, Miracle focusing on September, but Monet, the last man standing, they will bring down the Spectre, and this is a huge fight for Team Nigma. The game can't handle it, I can't handle it!
All right,
let's
the dude's
go
gonna wear
again.
off. Let's just make sure that Monet doesn't actually kill anybody from dispersion. GH, make sure to run away. All right, everyone's good. No supports, foolishly die. What a beautiful combination, man. They had to wait and endure RNG just being able to own the map, farm at their leisure, get more and more items.
Again, please.
The most beautiful vacuum.
Glorious. Vac hit. And watch the FPS tank like RNG's HP bars. They are ready to push down. It was RNG who were meant to have the advantage. They're the ones who took the Roshan. Ready to push in, but there was no time to react. If they can force back the buyback on Spectre, then this will also be a huge advantage for Team Nigma.
It will, but it's also the most dangerous point of the game, right? Because now you are like super far forward against a team that has a lot of catch. It's usually stronger than you in team fights, especially if you don't have that vacuum echo slam. You don't have wall of replica, and you don't have 8 players in the game.
That's, yep, see, the servers can't handle it either. Dota, please.
Jesus, that was like what, a 15K gold lead swing from that team fight?
This is what you were talking about with like where at some point does the gold matter if you can just hit that huge fight? Bring back my comeback mechanic, bring back the ability to push the other direction. They'll still, like, even if they claim the mid lane of Rax, it's still only going to balance the lane of Raxes that have been taken.
And it helped that there was like 2 parts to that fight.
Yeah.
Right? Nigma was able to hold off that first offensive with the Doom coming in. He opted to Doom up the Darkseer for once because he was like, I'm tired of this surge.
And his second Doom failed as well. He procced the Lincoln Sphere again.
And we're able to get a lot of imprisonments going in that situation. They got at least 2, I think, onto Weehaw before he dropped that hammer, maybe more.
Well, back in the fight, Setsu jumping in. He's got a full Bloodthorn competed for this engagement. They're letting Kuro front line. He's got a fresh Aghanim. They take the melee racks, and now it's just a quick AoE surge retreat away from RNG. But are they fully retreating? Miracle's still here.
Try and Silver Edge break him. If they could somehow kill Monet, that'd be the end of the game, maybe.
No, they find Flywin. He's going to BKB. The Hex down pretty quickly. A 4-star up. Now 4 heroes. Monet as well as Flywin trying to work. The GA's being burnt up. They're trying to get the numbers to the front lines. And as Kuro is in trouble, the Gus pushing it back. Begins his TP. Hey, look, boys, no stuns. Oh, yeah, there is. September will arrive just in the nick of time. And Kuro has to keep the run going. The Fidget keeping the rest of RNG under control. As Team Nigma in full retreat. They got the buyback. Spectral Haunt being actually committed. He's going after Mind Control. Throwing out the Nullifier.
Bit ambitious just because they should be sticking together and just AoE surging each other all the way across the map. Pretty good disengage from Nigma. You're really happy. You got a melee racks. You forced a buyback out of the Spectre in a game that looked near unwinnable.
You actually got 2. You got the Queen and the Spectre who bought back. That's costly. Even more costly, they can't push. for 6.5 minutes, because if the same thing happens again, this game is over. RNG is out and Nigma is going to the major.
Do you want another 70-minute game,
Sure.
Toby? Because this is how you get another 70-minute game where the winning team uses their buybacks and goes, shit, now we got to sit here and farm until our buybacks are back up.
It took us until the grand final of the major to get it, but we may have it in game 2 and game 4. Miracle's back into his farm. Well, he's actually going for a Lincoln Sphere of his own. Any kind of problems they can cause for that Doombringer to get his initiation off, they'll love it. And a refresher orb for GH. One echo is not enough. There's your jump forward banishment. Weeha, no, it's Mind Control who actually got hit, so they four-staff him up. GH will do the honors. Then they Lincoln Sphere protect him. That's very liberal use of the Doom, but you can see how they prioritize now Mind Control over Weeha.
I mean, it's like the vacuum is a big problem for them, but it's also that AoE surge and just like the reset tool. If you doom anybody else, then you know he's just going to AoE surge everybody, and they're all going to get back to their high ground.
And you're not going to get both off. Like if you got double Lincoln Spheres on the field, now you could actually, from Team Nigma, you can put someone on the front lines.
Yeah, I think what September wants is lead off on the first Doom, onto Mind Control, and then the second Doom comes onto that OD if
Look
possible.
at them come. They know, like, okay, well, Doom should be down. Hey, Chen, maybe you want to put a couple of those items into your inventory, like the telescope. Oh, that's the reason why the courier is coming out to grab him. But we're at 55 minutes in. Both outposts still belong to RNG, but that's not what Team Nigma care about. They want to have themselves a fight. But the smoke's going to wear off a little too soon. They'll come underneath the Radiant Observer Ward if they're not careful. In fact, they will no matter what, because it's also on the hillside.
It's funny how they smoke together with these AoE surges. When they surge each other up, right, there's no obvious hero that wants to frontline for them in a smoke gang, right? Because, yeah, maybe the Darkseer, but are you really running into RNG just happen to be 5-manning pumped up and you're going to hit him with the vacuum? No. So do you want to Batten? Well, he can frontline, yes, but he doesn't offer a disable. So now it means, like, I guess OD kind of has to frontline.
A Batten is information. He's like the Gravitron. Just drag everyone into one place. Hey, guys, I am a target. You may be able to kill me.
Okay, level 25 soon. 4 OD plus Scythe. Those are really big upgrades.
Miracle. Are they coming to shop as well? The Dire Observer Ward. It has information. It sees the Doombringer walking down the hill, but they don't know where the rest of everybody else is. But Miracle is not stopping him. He's running forward. Where's the detection? Where's the information? Daggers are being thrown out. They drop the sentry wards. They know it. And Weeha, they leave him on the front lines, and 25 is up. They gave him the mid lane.
Weeha showing in the mid lane. It's a way to disguise the smoke rotation, but also becomes a little too obvious as he moves farther and farther forward. RNG know they're going to be smoked around that area. They just weren't exactly sure where.
This is nice objective, at least for Team Nigma. Take out the shrine. Roshan, next point of contest. Remove the outpost from the north. No way to push in.
Yep.
Things, map control, hour mark. I can talk as William Shatner does.
Okay, Monet is trying to get a mini Doom of his own. Sure, they've got 2 Dooms on their side, but he's going to get that Bloodthorn after the Nullifier that he already has.
They're going to take the tier 2 tower on top lane as well. That was that last out of tower, and like actually a nice TP point for RNG to try and defend, but Miracle's damage output is ridiculous, and he needs to bring the Lincoln Sphere out. I'm wondering if he has buyback, and also, what do you swap out? You just take out the treads, right, at that point? GH is hoping for Roshan, but he's got a minute. She's got a minute to wait.
I mean, you've got the movement speeds from this butterfly. You've got the AoE surge. Yeah, you can definitely drop that treads for sure. It's just getting to a point where a lot of these heroes are running out of item slots.
Hey, wasn't that something like as a change to the backpack where you could start to upgrade your backpack so some of these slots are able to work? Or like, I remember reading something like you can use an item at like 50%. Hey, you've still got couriers. Couriers
That's true.
We did
not see any courier usage for that 70-minute game, at least not with real good items.
Wait, can you do it like you just keep the Lincoln Sphere on the courier and like just put that onto somebody?
Yeah,
that'll free up a slot.
We were talking about mass Dagon 5s, but that is actually a pretty cool idea.
The level of protections. Well, Kuro will lose his courier. They jump forward. Monet, Kuro will reveal himself. Setsu as well, but they're back underneath that Radiant Observer Ward. Still not dewarded. That's why Setsu feels the confidence to jump forward, and Team Nigma, they don't want anything to do with this. Maybe they'll take the bottom outpost. That's something they can take. They're in the neighborhood anyway, and you see like the ping's coming. Hang on, like, can you get that top one? We need a trade-off for the 60-minute mark. The second game of this to break an hour, and hello, Roshan.
All right, another Aghanim Scepter and a Refresher Shard. Aghanim Scepter is next on the list.
Well, that's who's starting it. There is no Dire Scan
Doom's
available.
next on the list. Doom is almost level 25. That is 50% HP
That up there
damage.
sees a lot. GH waiting for his time. There's no way he can know how close it is. If he just goes for the blind one, he might be able to hit it. The Shiva's Guard keeps the distance up, however. Monet has the Aegis Immortal. Kuro caught in the front. Anyone going to search? Hey!
I love that play by September.
Guys, there's things in the foot. Okay, yeah, September's now going to get the Aghanim Scepter upgrade done.
Pop your BKB, pop your Shivas to try and like stop any of these Blink Daggers. Just put yourself on the front lines. Who cares if you use your BKB
That's a 5-second cooldown already.
Yeah, like you're not going to go high ground immediately anyway. Just make sure they can't get inside that Roshan. All right, so we're going to get, people are going to start buying Aghanim Scepters and Moon Shards.
Hey, the Drow Aghanims is absolutely boss if she can get it. Because that way you're able to clean up a lot of the Spectral Haunts when they jump in. Okay, maybe not that fast, but at least the Chen army won't be able to survive. Not that I think Chen has actually had an army for, like a proper army survive the first 2 minutes of a fight for a while.
It'll definitely be a lot more boss. It's going to be really good when they're vacuum grouped up.
Yeah.
That Splinter Shot is just going to destroy. It feels really good when you're like high ground defending. But any fight outside the base, it's just naturally too messy, and it's such a weird position, right? Like, Nigma had this amazing way to be able to defend high ground, but like outside of that high ground, fights just become so much more three-dimensional. You know, there's not just this, they're on this side, we're on this side.
He has the Ags queued up on the draw, and RNG. They felt confident before, they want to push in. I do love how one of the refresher shot is in. He'll have to switch it out at some point, so he can get. It's in the backpack of Omni Knight, so he can't get the double GAs. Not that I think that's going to help him against the ODs. Here's already a start. Silver Edge breaking the Spectre. 4-star #1. They drag him up nice and far. And he still wants to close. This is another break again. He'll have to go for a fissure. GH holding Monet in position. Now September. He actually triggers Weeha with the clumsy net, but he doesn't get the Doom off. Now Miracle letting him fly out. September is able to get the Doom done. But a 4-star for Wei. The Rack's being chipped away. September now going to go for the second one. Setsu. Sonic Wave really only clips onto Miracle. Mind Control. Now the back and the wall and the Echo Slam. #1. Is there #2? He has the BKB. Gets the fissure out. Keeping the control over on Monet. September feeding into the melee. Rax Miracle trying to push him back out. They'll take the second lane of Rax, but how high is the cost? Can Team Nigma get any extra kills at the moment? Monet, he's moving himself further back. The hammer is still available. Monet, he is just being wrecked apart, but the purification flywin, no, they have the damage. Just enough. Miracle wants to go for more rain to slap him. Back him up in the back lines. Attacking GA for defense. Miracle caught on the wrong side of the fissure. Nullifier, someone going to way out of here. Miracle just BKBing. Trying to TP up. Now he can be searched back over towards the wall. September jumps in once again. Gets Doom over on Miracle. But Weeha still fighting. He's still got so much in. He's still got the hammer. He's ready to drop it. The banishment is up. They call Flywin with the fissure. He'll BKB. Monet, the fissure control is there from GH. Doom is already buying back Miracle. Still with the Doom on him. He still wants to continue to fight.
They're just leaving him behind.
The stun, the control, Monet. They were playing Left 4 Dead now, but it ain't never the third version. He is down for the count. Buyback is available. And RNG, for this sacrifice, they did claim an entire lane of racks, and it only really cost him the buyback on the Doom for now.
That is so absurd that the correct play might have been just leave a full HP Spectre behind. Because we had built up so many charges.
39.
I mean, this man was refusing. Okay, one thing they really have to make sure, don't give him another imprisonment or an orb hit. Make sure that that actually ticks out. Super important. But like he had built up so much, the hammer drop was so threatening. They just kind of needed to back. But now Nigma are going to be able to force the buyback once again. They have a win condition.
GH is ready to go, but he doesn't have the Echo Slam up. Nice A on disc. Doom, he knows he needs this. Miracle trying to clean through the waves. They're beating at the tier 4 towers. They already forced the buyback out, but no Doom available. No Spectral Horn. Team Nigma, they want to try and end this right now, going for the GG push. A little bit of split push back on top, but who cares? No more heroes left there anymore. Miracle, look at what's Monet. There's a quick pushback. What a gun. Mind control back. Echo Slam. GH, the BKBs came up. Sent to a fight. Will be protected by Monet. He can't die again. It'll be a dive-back. Weeha, he's already dropped the hammer. Monet is down. He's to keep attacking, however, the BKBs are Miracle still able to fight the back line. Defensive imprisonment, trying to buy more time. Now Weeha back up, watch the all 10. Flywind's going to go down. Team Nigma, they are doing it. They're pushing forward. Sentry with the blink defensively. The agent is open. They're going to take it the fit to the back line. G8, 3-man setting them up. Fortification. It's finding the time for RNG as he comes Sensu. They're moving back towards the wall. Want to reset. The guns are back. Everyone come back in again. They're just going to keep hitting September, but the Ancient is the primary objective. Sensu trying to do the work. The imprisonment keeps out of the fight. G8 trying to kill off the Ancient. Sensu, has he got much more? We hired the double kill.
Just
but
a little more.
is doing the work on the back line. The Fissure keeps him out. Miracle, he's hitting heroes. He's not hitting the Ancient. Now he can move his attention over towards Sensu. Weeha still alive. He'll bring him down. Blindwind, he's the next target. But all the split damage is GG. It's over. Nigma, they actually fight back. 64 minutes. They push back after what was an infinite hold.